Yeah, you know who would know about that USC Oregon matchup better than anybody?
Who?
One and only Mick Cronin, USC head coach. Mick, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
There he is.
Can you hear me? Did I do this right?
You did. Look at you. You're a pro. You are an absolute pro at this. I mean, the camera could go the other way, but we're not going to nitpick, Mick. You did this. Look at that. Look at that.
All right.
Now I can't see your heads, but that's okay.
You can't?
Yeah, you're better off not seeing us.
My computer's on Alabama right now. I had to hit pause.
So hey, Mick, I've worn this hat a lot throughout the season, but can you see this?
Let's hold on. Let me turn it back. Oh,
I've worn that a lot, but I'm going with the Cal hat for you. I don't have a UCLA hat, so I'm going to stay with Pac-12 Unity.
Okay.
Being an Arizona guy, I'm going to stay with Pac-12 Unity. I have the Cal hat on right now.
I got it. I'll take it. I'll take it. We're same system, UC system.
There you go. The UC system that I want to start with this, Mick. Like, you and I talked before the season for a while, and I don't think people realize what you guys were up against. Not just you, but even USC, what you guys were up against before the season, and that other schools were practicing indoors. They were doing their thing, and you guys couldn't do jack, you know what? Like, you couldn't do anything until when?
Stanford, Cal, everybody out west, just so literally I sent my team. We came home from Vegas last March, conference tournament canceled. We had a meeting the next day. I had a bad feeling, and I just said, look, guys, I was concerned. I said, that we're headed for online.
Yeah.
They're going to shut us down. I was just talking about you got to stay on your academics, because at UCLA, we're on the quarter system. So we had a lot, we were headed to academics till June. I didn't know that I wasn't going to see them for the next 6 months.
Wow.
6 months. I didn't see my guys from March 12th to September 21st. And then you got to remember, in the Pac-12, they announced in August, remember, we weren't even play until January. We were worried all our players were going to hurry up and try to transfer so they could play somewhere. It was so crazy, in the Pac-12 as a group of coaches. We became really close. We started literally almost a daily Zoom that Sean Miller had his ops guy set up, without the league, just the coaches, banding together to try to figure out how we got back our preseason, our non-conference season. So, and literally we talked as coaches 4 or 5 times a week, just us, not just when we had our, with the Pac-12. So huge disadvantage. 6 months, no camaraderie, no development, no player development. Can't develop a guy's body. I'm talking to Cody Riley every week. He's in spin classes in a parking lot out in Northridge. Just because I'm worried about, his legs are so big. Just anything you're trying, guys. And it was lockdown, guys. You couldn't get in a gym for months. So like our guys, couldn't even. Then as it loosened up, guys are sneaking in back doors of their old high school at night.
Yeah.
To get a few shots up. So it was crazy. I mean, I think it hurt the Pac-12 early in the year. That's why it took our teams a while to really gel and play better, as you've seen late in the year.
So, Mick, you talked about not seeing people for a long time. You saw your dad for the first time, and was it a year?
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
And I don't know why, because I can hear
you.
Jeff.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jeff.
That's strange.
Very
really strange.
All right, go ahead. You asked the head coach.
I'll ask the questions then. Rob,
I'm sorry, man.
I'll just be Jeff. Tell him I'm the pretty face. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all
he's going to try to look good, Mick, and you don't have to hear him, which is probably better. If I didn't have to hear him, it would be a better show. Trust me.
Sorry.
He was asking you, that you saw your dad for the first time in basically a year last week. That was it. It was touching, honestly, for me, for other people. But these are the things that make this tournament so unique this year. Most of them aren't for the better. Let's face it. Most of them are not for the better.
Other than the fact that we're playing,
right,
everything's for the worst.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look what happened to VCU. Oh my God. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
You know, poor Mike Rhodes and them guys. But no, my dad's my best friend. When I was at Cincinnati, he stayed in my room. He sat next to me on the charters. After, my last 6 years, he had retired from professional baseball scout. And I talk to him every day, guys. So, but literally I was like, so, we won the game. I wanted to go talk to Coach Izzo, and I hit the brakes to go talk to my dad. And the security's trying to stop him. They're panicking. Like, you got to stay away from each other. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen my dad in a year. Get the hell out of the way.
That's great.
Get the hell out. I mean, come on now. I'm not going to hug him. We'll stay 6 feet apart. But I'm going to go talk to my dad. I haven't seen the guy in a year. I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, it's just crazy.
No, it's amazing. Again, you don't even know what the atmosphere is like in Indy. Like today, there's nobody here. It's the weirdest feeling, Mick. Like it's the strangest feeling to see coaches. The only time I've seen anybody is like after games, like Joe Golding the other day from Abilene Christian. They win. They beat Texas, and he kind of comes up. He's so happy. He's like going to come up to me, and I think he's going to hug me. I'm like, Joe, stay away. Like, I don't want you to get kicked out of the tournament, my man. Like, stay away.
Think about that.
Right.
I mean, you're here, but you're on. No, I haven't seen you. I mean, I will tell. I've had this. The one cool thing. I mean, look, there's 16 teams left, so it's you want to be one of them. But now they moved all 16 teams to the Marriott, where we have been already. So we didn't, but we did get our rooms cleaned finally yesterday. While we were at the zoo, we got our rooms cleaned. So, but it's now like a big AAU tournament. We're all in the same hotel.
Yeah, it's just a beach jam.
It's a beach jam, except we got better hotels, as you know.
Yes.
So, and then we walk over to practice in the convention center. You see each other. I mean, it's really nuts. I just went down and got my Starbucks.
Nice.
You got to put in your order the night before.
I got this one.
There you go. So you put in your order the night before, you go down, the coaches are all down. There's a table where you pick it up.
Yeah.
Literally in the lobby, I counted them. There's 9 security people, and they're doing nothing because
there's nothing to do.
But I was on the radio back in LA. I was telling Petros and Money guys, it's like being like in Hong Kong, and you're locked down with the protesters. I mean, it's just crazy, you know.
And Mick, I mean, one of the things that I think has blown me away, that again, I don't think people understand what you've had to go through. Okay, so you had to go through, not seeing your players for 6 months. You also lose the 2 best players, not just the best player in your team this year. You probably lose your 2 best players from what you thought it was going to be prior to the season. Chris Smith goes down with a season-ending injury, but Dacian Nix is a stud point guard. Not good, terrific, like plays the game the right way. He's going to be a pro someday. And basically the G League Ignite, they steal him out from under you. I mean, I know you got to be careful what you say here, but
no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's bullshit.
Well, the thing that bothered me about the reports was that he was committed. No, he was signed.
Right.
So the NBA understand. Trust me, they know my displeasure, but trust me, they don't care either. There's a fallacy out there that there's a partnership, and there's not. The college basketball has been free minor league system for the NBA for 40 years. And that's what you do to your, so now you're trying to take our market because you want to steal our market share for ESPN, for whoever it's a business decision. Their front office, look, they're in this business to make money.
Of course.
They're a business. So I don't begrudge them, but let's not act like it's something different. Okay, there is a systematic approach to what they're trying to accomplish, and taking the market share away from college basketball. And they actively recruited a signed player, which they said they were not going to do. So that is what it is. But that didn't help because he could have played with Tiger Campbell.
Oh,
because awesome. They played together because Dacian Nix is 6'5".
Right.
So it's not like he had two little guys. And then Chris, God, he's such a good kid, guys. I mean, he's such a good kid. I mean, if you see sideline, and he didn't do anything. I mean, Larry Krastowiak looked at me. The game was pretty much over, and Chris just ran and caught the ball in front of their bench. Nobody touched him. I thought he slipped. And Larry told me later, he goes, man, that's how I guess that happened to Larry in his career in the NBA. And he was like, man, he goes, I was so worried when that happened. Like, he actually called me. He's like, hey, how is he? But we had to wait a day to get the MRI. So, yeah, I mean, then you lose Jalen Hill a month later. It's so, but hey, look, man, you still got players, right? Your job as a coach is to find a way, right? It's to find a way to win. You can't give in. You got to convince your guys we can do it, albeit it's going to be harder, right? I mean, it's going to be harder, just like it's going to be harder for us to beat Alabama than it was, to win our last few. Sure. Although that Michigan State game, guys, man, that was a tough assignment to go to Purdue, fly across the country. I mean, and that game was a bloodbath, and it took our guys a long time to adjust to the way that game was officiated and played. Not a Pac-12 game, let's just say that.
No. Michigan State the last month or so has been playing a little bit of wrestling ball, I would say, with Tom Izzo, which, you know what? You played it at Cincy, so you get it.
Got to do, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. No, you do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
All right, before we let you go, I got two more for you. Give me your take on Alabama first. I mean, they're super talented. I think I was the only one who had them ranked in the preseason top 25.
Really?
Yeah, I love their talent. Now, Dauster will tell you I've done it every year the last 3 years. So finally I hit the dartboard with Alabama, which is probably true. But I love Herb Jones. Herb Jones might be my favorite player in the country.
Yeah, I'll take you guys. You guys are. I'm older than you guys. I think. I have a friend. I think
we're the same age, Mick.
So then you'll remember. There's a guy who played at Cincinnati named Herb Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, from way back. Yep.
Great player. Led Cincinnati. He led Cincinnati to the Final Four. Now Nick Van Exel was a great guy. But Herb Jones was the leader and the best player on that team that year. Nick was a junior. Herb was a senior. Versatile player, not as tall as this Herb Jones, but was a elite European player for 18 years, best player in Italy, turned down offers to come back. Great guy, very similar, can do everything, just like this Herb Jones. But they're, look, let's be honest, their shooting puts so much pressure on your defense for 40 minutes. I mean, it just stretches you. And then I coached against Nate. We played. People didn't see it because it was in our friend Maury Hanks's tournament in the Cayman Islands. It was the first year of the tournament.
Yeah.
So you had to watch it on the internet. It was Cincinnati Buffalo, and that was Gary Clark's senior year. I had a great team, but Nate went to the tournament that year.
Yep.
It was a hell of a game. We played them in reverse. Maury gives me Buffalo. We're the 1 seed. He gives me Buffalo in game 1.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable game. Then we won the next 2 by 30. Yeah. But Buffalo in round 1 was like, after the game, I looked at Maury, what are you doing giving me this Buffalo in game 1?
Nate's done a good job. Nate's done a really good job. He inherited some talent.
I think, I know how he likes to coach.
Yeah.
Haven't played them. He wants faster athletes. And that's his comfort zone of coaching. Probably dates back to his high school days. You get a team that fits you, right? And they really fit. They fit him, and that he's just done a hell of a job.
All right, before we let you go, and this is the greatest interview ever. Not hearing from Dauster like this. Seriously, we got to do this again. It's almost like this was planned, Mick. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Something on my phone, I don't know.
Whatever, it worked. So I know you're a big horse racing guy, big thoroughbred guy. And next Kentucky Derby, I'm not texting Bobby Hurley anymore for any tips. I'm texting you. It didn't work.
Just might as well burn your money.
Yeah, that basically. I killed it in the Oaks that year. I crushed it in the Oaks. I hit 3 trifectas with my wife And then I lost everything in the Derby when I started asking Bobby Hurley for advice.
That'll break you.
When did your love for, like, the first bet you ever made on the horses was when? Do you remember?
I could barely see over the window when I went up with my $2 at Old River Downs in Cincinnati, Ohio. So in Cincinnati, all the coaches that are teachers, they would work at the racetrack in the summer for their extra money. So that's how my dad grew up. And he had worked there since he was a baseball player on Full Ride at Cincinnati. That was his summer job. And then as a teacher, high school coach, that's what he did. So for me to spend time with my father in the summer, I had to go to the racetrack. I didn't have a choice.
That's awesome.
So, next door was a Cincinnati's version of Coney Island, where you'd have to go early when he signed in 3 hours before the races, and I would play hoops. They had the hoops over by the poles, and then I'd jump the fence, come back. But hey, my brother and I used to get in trouble because we'd be playing rubber ball, and our ball would go out on the track. And I'd call my dad to, hey, get your boys are out on the track, like literally out on the racetrack because our ball went on the, So, yeah, I grew up in a gym, and then, for me to spend time with my father, he had 4 jobs. I had to go to baseball games to scout. I drove 4 hours to watch guys pitch when he was with the Atlanta Braves. I had to go to the gym to his practices, and I had to go to work with him to the racetrack. So, you're a product of your environment. So yeah, now I own horses. I never thought that, back then I could bet $2 on a horse. It was a lot. Now, now I'm fortunate to own some horses with some great friends of mine. One of them, Eric Johnson, plays for the Colorado Avalanche. Great guy. I know nothing about hockey, and he knows nothing about basketball. It's perfect.
There you go. It's a good partnership. Well, listen, we appreciate you jumping on, Mick. We do. Dauster's just sitting there looking like a complete.
I feel terrible, man.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm telling you, this could not have been scripted better, Mick. So I appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get to see you from afar Saturday. What do you play? Saturday or Sunday?
We don't play till Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, you got a lot of time. That's what people don't get to. Like, you guys got a lot of downtime here, so we're probably doing you the favor here. Right?
Yeah, they gave me a chair. I talked to them, and they gave me a chair right outside the door yesterday so I could sit outside.
Nice.
Yeah, so
you're spoiled with that LA weather now. You're a little spoiled.
Brother, I don't ever sit. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I have TVs. I have a backyard open outdoor. I mean, that's everybody does in California.
The life of Mick Cronin. It's completely changed. The next thing you know, you're going to go soft,
Oh, I'm already there, man. We were here the first 2 days, and I was telling the guys, they're so worried about your team. They're back here all this time, and it's raining and cold, and they want to go home. I said, well, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about me. I'm shivering. What the hell? I'm from LA.
It's all about me. It's all about me. All right, listen. Thanks for jumping on, man. Good catching up, and good luck this weekend.
Look at Dauster. It's great.
All right, take it easy, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.